Hello, all you wonderfully patient internet people. Nick here for Troubled Planet, and I just want to stop you right where you are and let you know I know exactly what you're thinking right now. You lazy fuckers couldn't even animate a 10-minute podcast segment for us. What the fuck is wrong with you? And you're right. I feel like we do owe you an apology, especially for those of you who have stuck around with us for so long. So I just want to say, Kyle didn't even want to do it anymore, so just be mad at him. But all joking aside, other than the apology, I also feel like we owe an explanation. So, as I'm sure many of you are already aware, Mom Can I Have Another Dollar has been our flagship for the last couple years, and it's consisted of Keith, Kyle, and myself, all just recording basically a bullshit podcast over some video games that we occasionally talk about. Well, one of those three legs has sort of fallen out, Keith having made himself practically impossible to get a hold of. He's finally working and getting himself established in a way that's going to be more sustainable for the future, which good for him. And we would love to have him back on whenever that is viable, time-wise, and just getting everybody synced up on the same schedule. However, as it stands, Kyle and I we can only get a hold of him once or twice a week at most, and he'll just spit out like a little comment on something we said like maybe days earlier, and then he's gone again for the rest of the entire day. So as it stands right now, working with Keith is not a sustainable model. We'll have him back on whenever available, and we do still try to push for him to do the podcast, which is available on our Patreon. Shameless plug here that we do not deserve at this moment. But here's what we're doing to rectify that. In place of Mom Can I Have Another Dollar, Kyle and I have been discussing the option of doing some streaming. We'll just play whatever the hell we have available to us. We don't have to stick to the usual Mom Can I Have Another Dollar format. And the idea being that for those of you who cannot stand to deal with us for more than 10 to 20 minutes at a time, and we perfectly understand that, the idea is to cut that into a highlight reel to be released as videos throughout the following week. It's something, I know it still probably won't have Keith in it very often, if at all, but it's something which is better than being dead in the water. And then also, as a bit of a shift of gears back toward our origins in sketch comedy, sort of, kind of, it's making use of my otherwise completely useless film degree. We are finally working on something that we promised fucking ever ago, which is episode 1 of a show that we are calling Maximum Bad. It's a documentary style, think somewhere between Cracked Videos and JonTron. We're ripping off JonTron. I've been watching a lot of JonTron. And right now I am in production for the first episode of that. I've been putting in a lot of effort to set up a little studio space where I can record. I've been been building up equipment to give a more professional polish on the usual bullshit that we do for like the wraparounds and things like that. But I'm quickly discovering just how difficult it can be to run your own lights, camera, audio, setting up your shots, designing them, making sure that everything looks the way that you wanted, as well as, getting your own focus, which I probably am not doing a great job even for this video, because video production is difficult. If I even had one more set of hands, it would be far more manageable. However, I don't have any friends, so I'm going this one alone until I can just pass off the audio to Kyle to sweeten it up and make it seem like I did a real primo job. But that's what we're working on right now, and I promise we will push out Maximum Bad as soon as we possibly can. I just want to keep you all in the loop. For those of you who have stuck around with us from the early days, I want to thank you sincerely, because your encouragement is really what keeps us going. I mean, we would be doing it anyway, I think, but we wouldn't be putting in nearly as much effort if everyone told us that we sucked, which I feel like we deserve pretty frequently. But thanks for sticking around, guys. Keep your eye on the Troubled Planet channel. We will have some more stuff for you here pretty soon. And thank you, and we'll catch you next time on Troubled Planet.